Welcome everybody to the Adventure Family channel. In this video, Eleanor and I head out to Afton Canyon with my brother. We explore a portion of the Mojave Road, the Union Pacific train trestles, and of course the infamous Mojave River water crossing. Additionally, we stumble onto an old grave site, so sit back and enjoy this adventure. We get off the 15 freeway at Basin Road and connect with the Mojave Road as we enter Afton Canyon. We meet up with a Union Pacific train heading southbound, and I do my best to see if I can't beat it.
I'm gonna jump the tracks.
After almost beating the train to the crossing, we enter the Mojave River bed and come across one of several train trestles built across the river. The original tracks here were laid in 1910 as part of the Los Angeles and Salt Lake Railroad. It is now owned by the Union Pacific. The current trestles you see here were actually rebuilt in 1938 after a severe flood took them out. Okay, there's a set of buried boxcars out here. I don't know if they pushed them off the tracks and just over time they got buried, but that's got to be 12 feet, 16 feet underneath. That's crazy. Looks like these boxcars came off the tracks during that flood in the 1930s, and the railroad decided just to bury them and leave them there. Our next stop was Spooky Canyon, which is a very long and dark slot canyon. We didn't make it to the end because we had Eleanor with us, but it was still pretty cool.
Spooky Canyon. If you didn't know it was here, you'd pass right on by.
The temperature started dropping significantly the further back into the canyon we went.
Looks like it'll end at each corner, but it keeps going. Oh boy, here we go. Oh wow. Yeah. We got Eleanor leading the way in case we come across something scary or spooky in Spooky Canyon.
Wow, look at this.
That's awesome.
You need to make sure you bring a flashlight if you head back here.
Look at that. That is wild, man. Oh, yeah.
See a little light up there. Oh, it's getting tight.
This is crazy.
Wow. Yeah,
When were you here, Wes, before? How long ago?
a couple of years.
You remember?
That's crazy up there. I don't remember that. All right, we had to turn around. Getting too treacherous for us. Coming out of Spooky Canyon. Just in case you were concerned, Travis lives. Did you catch the date on that bridge? 1928, 95 years ago. The Mojave River is 110 miles long, and it flows from the San Bernardino Mountains to Soto Dry Lake in the Mojave National Preserve. But for most of that 110 miles, the river actually flows underneath the surface, except for a couple places, like here in Afton Canyon. I'm sure the sight of this water was accompanied with joy to the many immigrants who followed the Mojave Trail into California. But for us, we had a sense of excitement as we got ready to do this epic water crossing. Here goes! Now it was time to see if the Silverado could make it across. Nice. After successfully crossing the river, I had to say goodbye to my brother, who had to get home for the night. But before I set up camp, I wanted to do a little more exploring, so back across the river I went. So my goal was to backtrack and locate the Mojave Megaphone. Unfortunately, a wrong turn would make that impossible on this trip, but I'd stumbled across something equally as interesting. So this is where I went wrong. I should have stayed on the south side of the railroad tracks, but this adventure ended up cool all the same. My goal was the ghost town of Crucero, where the Tonopah Tidewater line had intersected with the Union Pacific line back in the 1940s. The other mistake I made was following Google Maps, which showed you could cross the Union Pacific Railroad at this location. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like it was the case for probably the last 80 years. As you can see, it was starting to get dark, so I decided to head to Afton Campground to spend the night when I stumbled upon the gravesite of Delores Holland.
Beautiful out here. Can't believe I just stumbled across this.
Delores Holland was born on March 2nd, 1931 and passed away on July 4th of that same year. The circumstances surrounding her death are unknown, but what we do know is that her dad, Sheldon, was a Union Pacific foreman and worked at King, Kelso, and Yermo, and ultimately became the town constable in the city of Yermo. Thank you to those who have preserved Dolores' gravesite for the past 90 years. Now for the third time in as many hours, I was crossing the Mojave River again. Ultimately, we made it back to Afton Campground, and after setting up my camp, getting Eleanor some food, and myself some food, I closed out the night, enjoying some time by the fire.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin. All in, you got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision.